Carolina Hurricanes just took on the Florida Panthers in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm going to be giving my reaction and breakdown to everything, starting with the first period, ending with the third. So let's get right into it with the first period. The first big moment that happens is there's a one-on-two opportunity for the Hurricanes with Aho and Jarvis. However, Aho tries passing it to Jarvis, and the pass gets intercepted by Mikola, who's like sliding, and he just like reaches his hand out and catches it. It's pretty sick. Next big moment that happens is Sam Bennett gets a hooking penalty. Basically, Slavin has the puck, and he's like coming around across the boards, and then Bennett just like hooks his like skate basically, and then so they get him for the hooking penalty. And so then the Hurricanes go on the penalty. However, the Panthers are able to kill the penalty. But there was one moment when I think it was when they were on the penalty. Yeah. So Bobrovsky, I believe is how you say it. Yeah, Bobrovsky saves who am I talking about? The Panthers, the Florida Panthers goalie. He's able to save a shot from Jarvis, but then I think it was Aho and Blake get too close to him, so they kind of run into him, and then this causes players to shove him, like they shove Aho to the ground, and then Reinhart charges at Blake, who's just like standing against the boards and like shoves him to the boards. That moment right there, that started the bad blood that pursues the rest of this game, and then builds up to that moment where, oh my God, who was it? 1 second. Was it Gustabir? I don't know how you say that name. It's like Gustabir shoots the puck at Marshland. Crazy moment. We'll get into that later. That came out of nowhere. So yeah, that happens. That's like the first bad blood moment, and that just kind of builds the rest of the game. So next thing that happens, so this is still on the who's that? Carolina. Yeah, this is still on the Carolina Hurricanes penalty. Basically what happens is Lundell checks Aho in the back. This is after the puck is shot. Checks Aho in the back. I think Aho just shot it. Yeah, Aho just shot it. Lundell checks him in the back, and then he turns around and then like checks him in the face, I believe. And then Aho like slapped him across the head, like tries shoving his head to the ground. And so they get Aho the penalty. Lundell just rage baited him to getting a penalty, which is crazy that he did that. And so then the Panthers are now on it's a 4-on-4 for like 16 seconds, I think. But then Panthers are going to get their penalty. So basically what happens is Matthew and Tkachuk are just like two different people. Not Matthew Tkachuk. There's another guy named Matthew. They're just passing it back and forth, playing with the puck. And then they pass it to Verhaeghe, who's coming across this is like taking place on the right side of the ice, and he's like coming across the goalie's face. They pass it to him. He like gets the puck. He backhand shots it into the top right corner. It was an absolute perfect shot. There wasn't really much Anderson can do, and the goal gets in. I mean, it was beautiful. It was a power play goal. Yeah. So then the next moment that happens is Gadjovich gets his ankles absolutely stolen by Goshabir. He like is like, I don't even know what move he does. He like fakes out and goes in, and he just falls on the floor at Gadjovich. And he just skates by him, and then he passes it to Stakehoven. But Stakehoven kind of misses the pass. It would have been a goal. It would have been a crazy moment. They would have gotten so much momentum from that. They might even won the game. We'll get into that. They got out-physicaled and bitched this game. I have to say that. That is something that did happen. They got out-physicaled completely. But yeah, they missed that opportunity. Then later, Ekblad gets a pass from Rodriguez. Okay, yeah, and shoots it perfectly top right corner, right over Anderson's glove. It was a perfect shot. Amazing goal. Nothing else you can say. Great goal from Rodriguez. Next moment that happens in the first period is, there was a one-on-one. Aho gets it. He skates back behind the defender. Aho gets it one-on-one with the goalie, and he basically just tries going between Bobrovsky's legs and hits his blocker, and it goes out and deflects it. And then so later, there's another opportunity. This is what the clock winding down. There's like 15, 16 seconds left. This is one of the craziest goals I've ever seen. So, who was it shot it? I think it was Jarvis shoots it, and then it deflects off Aho's skate. That's not really the crazy part, but it's the way Aho deflected it. He like Rabono kicked it in. Basically, it was a deflection goal, but it was basically skating backwards, coming across the goalie, and he like Rabono kicks it in. It was a crazy. So now the score was 2-1. After that moment, they reviewed it. They said it was a goal. That concludes the first period. Now getting to the second period. This was early on. This was like 3 minutes in. Aho's able to defend a backhand shot from Bennett right in front of the goal. I forgot who passed it to him. I mean, it might have been Gadovic. I don't remember who it was. Somebody passed it to Bennett. Bennett like backhands it, but Aho sticks right there, blocks it. Amazing play. Next moment that happens is Mikola beats his defender. He basically gets around his defender. So it's basic, but this is like in close quarters. This is on like the who is this? The Panthers are attacking. So this would be on the Hurricane side of the ice. He gets around him basically and is able to pass it right across to Greer, and he's just able to shoot it. Easy goal, bad defense, not really much else the goalie could have done. I think that was kind of the story. There was like one goal maybe that the goalie could have saved, but some of it was the defense. This was in the beginning, the first period for most of it, this was a defensive chess match. And then it became a fist match. We'll get into that later on. Next moment that happens is, Bobrovsky like loses his stick because like Hall basically he comes across where the goalie is and like steals his stick. That's the best way I can describe it. He just skates across. Oop, my stick now. And then who shoots it? It was Rosvalik shoots it. Goalie's able to save it. Crazy, doesn't have a stick. It was his glove side, it wasn't even his stick side, so it was a glove side save. And then, next moment that happens is, I'm going to butcher this name, Shevchenko gets a high stick on Schmidt. Yeah, that's basically it. I think they end up killing the penalty. And then next thing that happens is Forsley cross-checks Shevchenko gets a penalty. Yeah, next moment that happens is Shevchenko passes it to Jarvis in front of the goalie, but he's not able to get it. It was a golden opportunity for the Hurricanes. He's just not quite able to get to the puck. By the way, both those penalties got killed. Just not quite able to get to it. And then Snodrock takes a dirty hit on Bobrovsky. It was kind of dirty, I can't even lie. So basically he skates across where Bobrovsky is the goalie and just gives him a little love bump. Oh, that's everything. In this period, Bobrovsky got hit so many times. It was crazy. He just kept getting hit. I think he got hit like 3 times. There might have been another moment after this. I believe there was. I think there was one more moment where he got hit. It was crazy. They just kept hitting him, which is not a good idea. They lost, so whatever. Next thing that happened, it was in the third period. Roslovic passes it to Stakehoven right in front of the goalie, but Lindell plays really good defense and pokes it away. It would have been at least a good shot, but Lindell was right there to play defense. Their defense was clamps this game. There was not much that the Hurricanes were able to do. And it's part of it's guys like Lindell, who else made that save? Starts with an M, I want to say Merle. No, it's like Mikola made a great play in the first period. Their defense was amazing this game. And they deserved to win. And the other thing, there was one point where they hadn't taken a shot in like 15, I think it was 15 minutes, and then they scored. Like, it was crazy. Like, the Hurricanes are going to lose this series. I said 5 or 6. It's probably gonna be 4 or 5. It's not looking good. Whatever. Let me get back. Next moment that happens is Rodriguez passes it to Reinhart. Oh, yeah, who shoots it over the goalie. It was a really good right in front of the goalie. Rodriguez is able to get right to Reinhart, shoots it over. Missed an opportunity there. Next thing that happens is there's a delay of game penalty on Morrow. He just basically got it and just flinged into the stands. So then what happens after that is Bennett shoots it from the top of the key. Oh, yeah, over. Is that what's called key? It's like right in front of the blue line. He shot basically from the blue line. Shoots it over Anderson's stick side high. It was a goal. Beautiful. Shout out Bennett. It was a great moment. I mean, it's kind of the story of this game. The Panthers just kept making great moments, and the Hurricanes just didn't really have answers of their own. Next moment. Oh, okay. This is the big moment. So Marshland tries to truck Gostisbehere, basically. He just passed the puck. He didn't really have it, and he kind of nicks him. He does kind of truck him, and he falls to the ground. So then Gostisbehere gets the puck back immediately, basically, and he just rips the puck. He shoots as hard as he can at Marshland. So they drop the gloves. They go at it. They're punching. They're fighting. And then they break them up eventually. And for some unknown reason, these refs might have downs. There's no way they didn't see that moment. Only Marshland gets a penalty, apparently, which makes absolutely no sense to me. So now Carolina is on the power play, which is actually egregious. But yeah, they're able to break it up. Marshland ends up winning. It lands on top. Whoever lands on top wins. You could literally get ringed 25 times in the face, but if you land on top in hockey, you win. That's how it works. So yeah, there's a penalty on Marshland. All right, next moment that happens is Nosek gets a pass. Oh yeah, basically from behind the goal and gives it to Lustrain, I believe is how you say it. Yeah, and he just puts it away. Beautiful goal. Next moment that happens is Godvich gets a penalty for roughing after hitting Morrow, and he just shoves his ass to the ground. Basically, he trucks him against the boards, shoves him against the ground. Scores 5-1, by the way, if you haven't been keeping track. And yeah, and then after that, so Carolina Hurricanes are now on the power play. Blake and Jarvis basically do a give and go, and then Jarvis is able to finish it at the net. Not really much they could have done. It was just bad defense. I think they were kind of tired. They didn't really care. They were up by 4 goals. There's 3 minutes left. They probably just okay. Then as the game's in, this is crazy. At the end of the game, Godovich gives Gostisbehere a little shove, and then Greer tries to check him. He partially checks him. Then Gadovich and Kontanemi, I think is how you say it, Kontanemi, start shoving each other in the face. Morrow's just standing there. It was kind of a crazy bad blood game. But yeah, a lot of missed opportunities for the Carolina Hurricanes. God, this is so confusing. Why do the Hurricanes have to be playing the Panthers? I'm so close to saying Carolina Panthers every time. But hey, it's Carolina Hurricanes. So yeah, the Carolina Hurricanes, they kind of got bitched this series. And you know what? It's over for them. White flag in the air, bro. If the Hurricanes need to stop trying to play the Panthers game. That's not their style. This brute force kind of it's just not them. And the problem is they played the Panthers game. Aho got a penalty earlier that led to a goal. A lot of people got penalties that led to goals, and they were fighting penalties. Just don't retaliate. You just you have to turn the cheek your cheek in the You have to turn your cheek. You have to. Oh my God, I can't speak. You have to turn to your other cheek in this game. Otherwise, you're going to keep getting bitched like you are. Okay. But yeah, I can maybe see the Hurricanes winning 1 game. Maybe. That's me being nice is 1 game. Panthers just kind of own them. Yeah, they're more physical. They bitched you more. Not really much else to say. I'm standing by my. I said 5 or 6. We're gonna lock in 5. Okay, I should have locked in a number. Nobody watched that video. I'm basically talking to myself with all these, but hey, maybe one day if we make it big, people look back on it and was like, hey, look at that. But yeah, that's about it.